Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I'm your host Gigi, and we are talking here about the Cassie and Diddy case. You guys know Dawn, she spoke out today. Yeah, she has some interesting things to say about Diddy. I have the whole list here of notes that I would love to go over with you all. So make sure you guys like this video, share this video, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. So if you guys did not know, Dawn, she is claiming that Diddy, he put them paws on Cassie, and I knew it. The video of the hotel that came out that everybody saw, I knew it. I said, that's not the first time Diddy putting hands on her. He's been putting hands on her this whole relationship. I knew it. Okay, once a guy put their hands on you, actually, once a guy yells at you, it's time to go, ladies. Men, if a woman yell at you, it's time to go. When somebody yell at you, that is a form of disrespect. You have to stand up for you. And if you do not stop that in the beginning by walking away, then it gives the other person signals that it's okay to yell. And then they start cussing you out, calling you degrading names. All it takes is one time. These are grown ups. You shouldn't have to teach a grown up how to be a civilized person. You shouldn't. So if you have to do that, if you have to tell a person, please don't cuss at me, please don't yell at me, please don't call me out my name, please don't hit me, it's time for you to leave. And that's it. That's it. It's always signs. So I knew that was not the first time. So Dawn says that, yeah, she even witnessed a time where he had the skillet, and I guess it was eggs in the skillet, and he took the skillet, and I guess he tried to bop it over Cassie's head. She ducked, and she was just in a fetal position. And Dawn said she ain't do shit. She said, I ain't do nothing. She said that she was afraid to call the police because Diddy is like a god. He's like a semi-god, and Diddy got all these powers. And Diddy's going to see them and they're sleeping, and Diddy is just like the Lord of Lords. They are more afraid of Diddy than they are afraid of God. Isn't that telling? Isn't that telling? But yeah, that's what she described. So I'm going to read here everything so I won't miss anything. Just looking at people reacting to this, I'm just going to read some comments. People are saying, why did Don continue to do business with him after she saw him hitting on Cassie? Because it doesn't matter to her. I mean, she's probably appalled by the actions, but let's stop it. Most people in this world, in this society, in this America, in this culture, witness violence with their parents and they don't do anything, with their own husband, they don't do anything. It's so many women out here that's following this case that in a relationship with a man that have hit them before, that have cussed them out before, and they are still with that guy. So it really doesn't matter until it matters to them. So I won't be surprised if Don probably got hit on by a man that she was dealing with before, that she haven't spoke out about it. She gives me that type. So, it wasn't that important to her. And her trying to get into Hollywood was more important than speaking out for a person that didn't even speak out for themselves. Her being in Hollywood is more important than speaking up for someone who did not want her to speak up. Speaking up for someone, if Don was to speak up, Cassie could have lied and say she don't know what she's talking about. She's starting shit. I mean, Cassie is a wild card. You just never know. And she kept on going back around him. She was jealous of Kim Porter. She wanted to take the top spots. She had plenty of time to leave and get out. For God's sake, she had her own home. She did not sleep with Diddy every night. I don't think it was a time where she ever slept with Diddy a night, because it was almost like they were in an open relationship where she just came over to do the freak offs when she bring or hire an escort. And then after that, then Cassie, she would go her own way, going to the club or meeting up with her boyfriend. She had many boyfriends during this situation with Diddy. She was not exclusive to Diddy. She loved what Diddy provided for her, a house. You know, he was a provider. Okay. She likes the power, you know, so that's just what it was. And some people just don't want to give up that power, even if it comes with hitting. I don't know why you guys are so appalled and shocked when every movie you guys watch, it has abuse and it has violence. I mean, every story. Do you watch the news? Do you not watch the news? I watch the news. I've been watching the news ever since I was a little person. And I can tell you violence happened every single day. And yet you guys don't do anything to change the laws on DV. You guys don't protest about DV. It's like, it's just when it comes to celebrities, then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, but what are you doing in your city to change the laws and heighten the laws up where 19-year-olds should not be able to date someone that's 30 and up? What are you guys doing in Congress? Are you guys really active doing anything about the DV? Nope. But that's just the world we live in, you know. So let's continue here. It says, I love that the ladies are standing up and backing each other, telling the truth. Are they? I hope they are telling the truth. A lot of people are saying they are getting paid behind the scenes, because this is really not about them versus Diddy. These women have came out before and nothing stick. This time it's sticking. They said this time it's sticking because Diddy have gotten in bed with Ciroc, which is like the higher white elite. And Diddy made them an enemy by trying to sue them and saying that it's racial motivated. So they have decided, allegedly, to get everybody that has a issue with Diddy, put 50 on 10 and destroy his name, take all of his money, and make him rot in prison for Diddy trying to do a power move against them. That's what it's really about. If you guys know anything about the power elites, they never show their face, they never show their hand, but they will use people as puppets to do their dirty work for them. And that's what a lot of people feel like it is now, you know. So the women coming together is really not them uniting. Hell, they probably don't even like each other. Let's just be real. A lot of these girls don't like each other at all, but they're coming together for a common enemy, and they are getting paid behind the scenes. A lot of people are alleged that they are. All right. So, and they want revenge, I'm assuming, too. They feel like Diddy have shitted them out bad deals, contract deals in the past, and they want their stab at him. All right. So, yeah, let me go to this one. Let me see what they're saying over here. I'm just going through different websites. All right. So people are saying, you guys, a lot of people are saying this have nothing to do with a RICO. It just seems like Diddy is an abusive guy. People are saying it's called building a case. All right. They said we only 1.5 people in so far, and many more people getting called to the stand. Don't make yourself look so silly talking about this, just DV. Well, they have to respond to what they see. Let's not be stupid here. All we see is DV, and you're expecting people to paint something that's not there based on make-believes, allegations that's not there. So when that comes, then people possibly would change the tune. But I do feel people try to force their agenda on people when it comes to this. People are just speaking on what they see and hear as now. I do feel like it's been a lot of misinformation in this case. I know I was misinformed. I was informed that Diddy had Cassie locked away in the tunnels in the basement and he was drugging her every single day. I was informed she did not have a place of her own, that she was kidnapped and she was forced, and that all of that is so far from the truth. I was informed that she couldn't leave, but yet she did leave. She met Alex. Diddy hired Alex to be her trainer, and she met him. She got in a relationship with him. Then she moved into her mom's place with Alex, and then they started making babies. And Diddy didn't go to kill her or nothing like that. You know, she wanted money from Diddy after the fact because she didn't have any money of her own, and she felt that Diddy shitted her out a lot of the business deals. And he pretty much said, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I believe that's when the higher ups, because this was all during the time where Diddy shitted on them as well with that lawsuit, they decided to start calling up and saying, hey, Cassie, we have a case against him. Let's take this shit for all he got. Cassie was mad. She wanted revenge. And Alex was down with it, and so they did it. They said that Alex was listening in. He watched the freak offs. He was there during the time Alex and Cassie was dating. He was on the phone. He was on video call watching Diddy bang his alleged girlfriend out. That is the type of lifestyle that they lived. They lived a very highly weird lifestyle. They got wild. They were freak offs, you know, all of them, you know, so that's just what they chose to do. All right. So let's see it. Let's just wait, you know, until then we have to see it, and we're not seeing it right now. Okay. And it seems like a lot of fluffer. And people get bored easy and people get distracted easy. So when you have too much fluffer, it may be too much for them. And it's just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this ain't it. So I hope that they don't overwhelm the jury with all these stories that just don't have nothing to do with what they're coming here for. It just seems like they're trying to paint him as a evil villain, just like Chris Brown. I don't know if you guys know Chris Brown. He is arrested in the UK. It was a situation that happened in 2023. He was at a nightclub. It was a DJ. The DJ said that Chris Brown just came to him like a monster, a big black monster, unprovoked. And Chris Brown hit him in the head with a glass bottle, and he started kicking him and beating him. You know, and now the media is pretty much saying that, you know, remember how Chris Brown was beating on Rihanna? You know, Chris Brown, he has violent tempers, he's on drugs. So they using all that stuff in the past, and they might bring up different girls that have an issue with Chris Brown because he rejected them, to lie on him, to make him, you know, disappear, whatever they plan on to do with Chris Brown. People are saying the higher ups have been going for Chris Brown for a while. Then people are saying it's the New World Order. The New World Order has to destroy the most popular people with the influence so they can destroy them and rebuild and to flex their power. That is just what people are saying. But back to it, in 2023, they sued him for $16 million US dollars. Now in the UK, that's 12 million, because you know the value of UK dollar is higher than the value of American dollars. So American is 16 million and UK is 12 million. And he has to pay. And if he does not pay, Chris Brown has to prove that he is innocent. And if he does not prove he's innocent, he is facing life in prison. That is a different country, different laws. You guys know if you go to Dubai and you are walking around with booty shorts, you are likely to go to jail for a whole bunch of years. If you are in Nigeria and you caught being a homosexual, you're going to get the death penalty. I know a lot of you guys can't wrap your head around it. You feel like American laws is universal, and it's not. Just because the laws are kind of loose here, if you go to a different country, you will be in for a big surprise, okay? So that is just what we're dealing with here. It happened there. He tried to get bail. They said, no, we're not allowing him to get bail. He is looking to be in jail till like June the 13th, I'm hearing. And he's going to have to prove that he's innocent. And it looked like the odds are against him because they're going to come tough on Chris Brown. You know, this is the times that we're in, okay? But going back here, I'm looking here in the comment section. They said they should have indicted him on domestic violence because this damn sure not a RICO. All right. All right. So let me go into the notes, okay? All right. So the notes is Don exposes Diddy. Said that he violently attacked Cassie and people could end up missing. So during the time earlier today, I think I told you guys that she talks about a time where they were all together and Diddy got mad and it was an eggs of skillets and he threw the skillet of eggs and it almost hit Cassie. She ducked down and she was in a fetal position and then he was just kicking her and stuff like that. So that is what she's talking about. And Diddy was telling them if you former Danity Kane member Don testifies against Diddy, confirming she witnessed his violent behavior. I told you guys that. Brutal. This happened in 2009. Attack on Cassie is revealed. All right. Don testified that she saw Diddy grab a skillet of eggs, okay, scrambled eggs, I'm assuming, because you know I love scrambled, and try to hit Cassie with it, followed by him kicking her while she was in a fetal position. So he was kicking her, he had the skillet, he was hitting her like, you know, a slave master would hit a slave, you know, just trying to whoop her, have her, I don't know, Diddy. And men out here, if you have to resort to hitting a woman, please leave. She ain't worth it. These hoes ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, brother. Leave these hoes alone. You know in your right mind when you feeling frustrated. You know in your right mind when you can see yourself doing something that you don't want to do. When it get there, it's time to check out your feelings. You're getting too feminine. You too in your emotions. Check out, man up, be logical, and know that it's not worth it. She's not worth it. Leave the situation. And stop being so desperate for a person. Period. You're better off by yourself. Diddy was better off by himself than getting involved with anybody, knowing that he cannot control his emotions, knowing that he has a control issue. You know, just stop it. All right. So that is what's going on. And for women, I tell you before, there's always flags. Do not sell your soul out for money, for fame. It's not worth it. I don't care how old you are, 15, 16, you know right from wrong. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Pray about it. Give all that energy to God that you have for these men, and y'all out here fornicating. Give all that energy to God, but they don't want to do that. Okay? All right. He can save you. Diddy Kane. All right, so here we go. Diddy threatened Don and others. Don testified that Diddy warned them not to talk about the incident, saying people could end up missing. All right. Diddy Hotel search exposed. Homeland Security agents searched Diddy's hotel, finding baby oil, lube, and medication. All right. Narcotics discovered. They said it was a pink powder medicine bottle. Custom agents discovered pink powder in Diddy's hotel room and tested positive for K and some other stuff. Diddy allegedly tried to hide his crimes like any other thug will. They all try to hide. The government try to hide their crimes. Am I surprised? A criminal is trying to hide crimes? No, because all criminals try to hide their crimes. So Diddy tried to hide his crimes. That doesn't shock me. Okay, despite knowing he was about to be arrested, Diddy was caught incriminating items in hotel, including baby oil and cash. I think that is so stupid of Diddy. I think Diddy is stupid. I think he's stupid. I think he's arrogant. I think he's flamboyant. And I just think he's stupid. Enough is enough, Diddy. Enough, enough, enough. All these random people, all this hoeing around, all this fornication, and it leads you to destruction. If it wasn't for the fornication, if it wasn't for the drug use, if it wasn't for the violence, he would be okay. But that fornication, that drugs, and that violence, it will get you every single time. And who you have to blame? Yourself. You know better, Diddy. You know better, Diddy, but you want to play on the dark side, this is what you get. All right. So Dawn feared for her life. Dawn admitted that she was scared for herself and Cassie during the violent attack and felt threatened by Diddy's warnings. Okay. I wish Dawn would have had a pow pow. You know, just what? Shit, I would have came back with a pow pow. You know what I'm saying? Set his ass up. Okay, what's up? Yeah, Diddy. Hell yeah, set his ass up. I'd be like, look, dog, I got a freak off. Okay, I would have set his ass up real smooth. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I would have been like, Diddy, I got this freaky escort. You gonna love him. Mind you, the escort is one of the homies I paid off to take his ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy come in, you know? Yeah. Damn. Okay, Diddy come in. So how we gonna take him out? We can't take him out with a pow pow. That's too loud. We gonna have to take him out with some pills or something like that. Pills and potions or something like that, right? Right. Okay? Uh-huh. Yep. I'm gonna have the man in a drink. I'm gonna have the man put his pickle in the drink, okay, and like move it on like a straw. I'm gonna say, Daddy, I want you to drink it. I was gonna say I want us, but I can't because it's poison in that shit. I want you to drink it. That turned me on. And then he gonna be like, yeah, that man thing been up in there. I want to drink that shit, okay? And he gonna drink it. Next thing you know, he out for the count. Glory! Glory! It's that simple. Hell, you are artist. Be creative. There's so many ways she could have taken Diddy out, but she didn't want to take him because that is the plug. You know, if she take him out, then who's gonna play for her lifestyle? You know, my goodness. All she had to see Diddy is, I don't know how long. I'm assuming probably like every month, every other month. You know, shit. She didn't have to see him every motherfucking day. Okay, but here we go. It says here, $9,000 cash found in Diddy's backpack. Homeland Security found $9,000 in cash. Diddy Louis Vuitton bag, raising more questions about his activity. What he need to be doing with all that cash? Giving it to escorts? We need to ban escorts. No more escorts, no more prostitution. Because look what they're doing, and no more corn. They're already about to ban corn anyway, okay? Let's make this world a better place. All right. Stop all these freak offs. All right. So it says Diddy attorney weak defense question. Diddy lawyer tried to suggest a woman was staying with him. I don't know what that's about. So they're saying Don testimony might have to continue tomorrow with more bombshells. All right. Well, I'm out of here. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys soon.